it's coming. It's coming back. It is trying to reconnect. It is trying to reconnect. Okay, so you guys may or may not get this. I'm just going to start talking. Please let us know if we're coming through. This is why we pray to the internet gods when we have a storm in New Zealand, because the Ohm Kiwis is known for awesome technical difficulties with good old New Zealand internet. Well, yeah, what can we say? That was what it was. So it's now split the show into two pieces just before we finished. Just before we finished. Oh dear, I hope the storm doesn't take us down too soon. We've still got some things to talk to you about and some winners to draw as well. So we'll finish up the review. We were just about there, guys. I know it's now split the video, but we'll do part 1 and part 2. Megs has given the Revenger and Energy Tank kit a 6 for menu-ness. Menu
for navigation.
Navigation, user friendliness. I agree. About a 6 for the menu. If you choose to delve deep and alter and customize these settings, it will be a big pain in the bum. But once it's done, it's done. So that's not so much a con, because it depends if you choose to use these features. I see the lack of information about the features in the menu is more of a con. I haven't had any leaking issues. I haven't had no misfires, no drama like that. So I'm also going to give overall the kit as a whole available at the Vaping Kiwi right now in New Zealand. I'm also going to give it a 9 out of 10. Sorry, 9.5 even. I am going to agree with you completely, Megs. One other thing I just wanted to say, the clock feature, you can also, this is in digital mode. We both have it in digital number mode, which also has
you can have it in analog mode with the Roman numerals.
The number mode has the date available on the screen, though, whereas the analog mode is just that. It's a clock face. So, yeah, I think that's the review, guys. This is an awesome one. If you think it's your jam, it doesn't have to be complicated. It really doesn't. It's an amazing straight-up mod. And like I've said before, like I said earlier, I should say, I don't use temp control in any of my regulated features, in my regulated device. Any of those features of amazing, awesome specialness, those just aren't features that are things I use in my daily vape life. Whether I'm using fancy coils or not, they're just not my jam. I chose to investigate the customization and the interface of this, not only just to learn about it, to tell you guys about it, and for me and Meg to have the convo, but and to do the really cool customization with our on and off screen.
Have a tattoo.
Yeah, we had to have a tattoo. But if I hadn't have gone into those features, this mod's straight up awesome, right there along all other of my regulated. It performs, has been performing so far, chucks the clouds. You don't have to use the tank. You don't have to spend on factory-made coil heads for it. You can, obviously. They're awesome. They're cool. It's a great vape. Awesome kit, sleek, matchy. That's what we like. But the fact you can put your own atomizer on it and you're out of your own collection and use any other device on it, it makes it a fantastic mod also. It's not ADDI specific. Not every kit's like that. Some are, many aren't, of course. But I think Vaporesso with the Revenger and the NRG tank made something of versatility. It's a kit in itself. It matches. It's all beautiful together, but they are two different pieces of hardware also that are performing in their own right. So, yeah, thumbs up, Vaporesso. If you guys are keen and you're in New Zealand, Vaping Kiwi's got them right now for under $120. I can't remember his exact price right this second, but of course you're going to have postage on.
Do you have the link in the display? I mean, in the display, in the description?
Of course I do. All of those links are down in the description. Vaping Kiwi's website, the product page for the Revenger, his Facebook page, and I've also got the Vaporesso main website and Vaporesso's product page on the Revenger down in the description if you guys want to go and have a wee perv of all of the specs and things that we've shown you today. And I believe most vendors anywhere in the globe who are stocking it would have all three colours. I know Tim here in New Zealand does. Obviously, Memegs have got awesome colorness, also available in the all sleek black. This guy,
this red.
first in New Zealand. First in New Zealand. He's above Megan's head, scrolling there with the Vaporesso logo. Tim, thumbs up, man. Great product. It really is. It's a great product. All right. I've just continued talking. I hope you guys have actually caught all that. I'm just going to have a wee look at chat.
Yeah, we've got a question from Jock asking what's the tank like comparable to? Comparable to? The only comparison that we've done like tank-wise was to the one that came with the 5.6. We haven't done like a full comparative or comparison between the energy tank to any of the other ones that we may have.
Hang on, no.
What is it comparable
to? Reviews out of it. Take reviews out of it, because this is only our second mod review.
Yeah, now I'm just thinking, like, what would you compare this tank to?
Yeah, you have other tanks. I have a couple there in the background, but I don't use them. You can also get the TFV8 Baby Beast coil heads for this. What TFV8, so who's that, Smock? What products of Smock tanks have you got that you could compare it to? I know you've got a couple of tanks in your collection. I'm not even recalling what they are right this. But I'm just thinking of something you own that you could compare it to right now with your own. You've used it, you know that device to make a comparison. I'm sure the coil head's going to be different, the wattages are going to be different, but to use that tank compared to your TFV8 or 4, I can't remember which product it is you have, honey.
I have the TFV4 and the TFV12. It's been a while since I've used both of those tanks, and it's funny because between the two of those tanks, the one that I used the most was the TFV4 Mini. I quite liked that particular tank if I was in a situation where I couldn't drip. But again, it has been a while since I've used it. I don't know what I could compare it to. I would love to give like the Baby Beast coil or the TFV8 baby coils a try in this tank, to see how they are or how they compare to the GT core coils. But yeah, to compare it to another tank, I don't know. Possibly. And I haven't had a chance to play around with the TFV8 tank either.
Well, I can tell you right this second, for just my own experience of those two tanks that you guys can see just on the edge of my hustler there, I've got a Cthulhu V1 and a Kangatech sub-tank, the huge 7mm thing that came out.
In Australia.
Those are my only two tanks I can compare them to, separate of last week's 5.6. But, well, even if that's comparison, that's a different type of vape, that tank with those presets from last week. This is definitely above those two tanks. This is a far better experience than those two tanks. I have so much issue with them. However, it would be a cool feature, Vaporesso, to maybe put out the RBA deck and you could build your own coils. I think that could, you know, not every manufacturer is into the vibe of an RBA and would just happily pump out the factory coils. Fine. Me personally, for this kit, for the fact that it's got all the cool features, if you want to keep it as a matchy kit, I think it would be really cool to bring out the RBA deck and then people can build their own and use those temp control features, should they choose to, with the cool tank that they bought it with. I think that would be a nice wee thing. Yeah. So many pros. I don't see the menu issue as a con so much because it depends on your vaping style and if those features are even relevant to you as a vapor. I don't see that as a con. It's just a little annoying. Getting in, once set up, you're fine. You know, if you don't use those features, you're also fine. So I don't see that as a con. The lack of information about the features in the manual, that is a con. But so many pros. So overall, Megs and I have given the Revenger by Vaporesso a 9.5 out of 10. Hell yes. Hell yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can definitely see myself using this quite a bit. The portability of it is excellent. Like, I mean, like, it's so comfortable.
Here's it next to my Tesla and
So
Beta,
even though I'm like at 60 watts, the cloud production is impressive.
The Invader is wider. I mean, of course, you guys can. We've talked about the dimensions. I picked up my cuboid before and did this, but you guys can. A lot of you have got a Tesla, so you can see the comparison. It's going to fit nicely in the hand. It's possibly going to be a smaller mod for the larger handed male, larger palmed male, however you word that right.
Palmed. The bigger handed male.
The bigger handed male, it's possibly going to be a little bit smaller in your hand, but it doesn't take any grunt out of it. You know, it's still capable of 220 watts. And on, I'm not going to hit it at that, not at all. However, if you check out Mark Bacon Fagan's review on the Revenger, he does hit it at 220 watts, and he puts it in high mode with the strength of that vape. And yes, he believes it does what it says it is and is capable of vaping happily at that wattage if that extreme high hotness for whatever stupidity is your jam, it is capable of saying what it says it does. I don't.
It still makes me giggle because I don't necessarily vape that high on regular devices. It's hilarious.
No, I don't recommend vaping that hot at all. Oh my god! Okay, we got some new hands in the house. What's up, crew? We got some Americans strolled in. Americans. What's up out there to Shane and Mr. Gizzy Stew in the house? Who else did I just spot? I saw someone. Hey, there's Kyle.
Yeah, it's Vapro.
I was just gonna say, Vapor's in the house. What's up, brother?
Yeah, if you don't know who he is, he's on YouTube. Go check him out. I'll just give him a shameless plug.
Yeah. Shameless plug for Kyle. So, guys, the review is over. We have completed that section of the show, albeit we had a technical difficulty and there is a major storm going on here in New Zealand, and YouTube stopped our stream. We will have it up as a part 1 and part 2. So don't stress. I hope where it picked up on YouTube and where I continue to talk will all meld together. I hope.
Hopefully in part 1 it'll be the brunt of the review.
Oh yeah.
If you're interested in seeing it, and this one's just pretty much just the ending and our thoughts as to how we rate it.
So, we got All Clouded in the house. What's up, guys? Hope everybody is fabulous. Do I have a Kalito tank? No, I don't, Gizzy, so I can't compare it to that. Oh, hey, there's Hayden. What's up? I knew I saw a few people stroll in. Okay, guys, I know what you're all hanging for. Last week, on our very first mod review with Captain Vapor and the Kangatech 5.6 mod, we randomly had a giveaway come about while we were live from Mr. Captain Vapor. So we're going to announce those winners. Hope you all entered correctly. Correctly. Oh, I did my thing again. I didn't say it, but please assume and know that those entries ended when we went live tonight. I just forgot to say it again.
Yeah. What would have been easier is that if we just commented like on the actual video. It's like all thingies have closed, all entries have closed now. But yeah, they closed when we went live at about 20 past 5.
Right. Just get things ready here. Okay, so on last week's show, live in the mix from the live chat box, Captain Vapour John put up a international, available to all across the globe, international giveaway for 330 mils. So yeah, 330 mils of each of his, a top flave, a recent flave, and a brand new flave. There we go. A 30 ml of strawberry kiwi, a 30 ml of blueberry cream, and his newest release that's literally out just this week is a 30 ml oh my god, I've got to remember the name right. Kiwi Passion Pavlova.
Okay, I'm going to show the two that we have.
Yeah, please correct me if I say that wrong, John, but I believe, yeah. So the two we tasted on the show last week, so strawberry kiwi and blueberry cream. And then his latest flave is Kiwi Passion Pavlova with 19 ingredients. Oh my God. So all of that came about live on the show. So the hashtag for the giveaway was Captain19, 19. Because his latest new flave has 19 ingredients. So that's why that happened. We're going to draw that winner. So one lucky person from anywhere in the globe is about to win some Captain Vapour. Good luck to you all. Good luck to you all. Hang on, just checking the chat. Okay, I don't think the lag is too bad. I was just checking the chat for lag. Okay, loading the link of last week's show, guys. Good luck to everybody. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Megan, drumroll, please. And congratulations to Moses out there in chat, one of our Kiwi boys. Congratulations, honey. Hang on, just check your entry, Captain 19. Oh, great. And thank you for the comment about our first mod review. Yay! Congrats, Moses. That's awesome. Can you please message me at the Ohm Kiwis Facebook page, and I will grab your address and pass that on to John. I know John's out there in chat, but I like to keep track of all the prizes that go through the show, so I get you guys to message me at the Facebook show and then pass it on to the vendor. So congratulations again, honey. I do like you and hope you like them and enjoy them. They are some yummy juices. So, yeah, winner done, winner done. Okay, let's see how long this, how long's the lag? How long's the lag, guys? Dun, 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 dun.
It must be a while because I haven't seen any congratulations. Oh, there we go. First comments come up from Lawrence. Nice, Nathan.
Congrats! Yay! It's also exciting when the winner, the people, you guys who take time to hit that thumbs up and comment on our shows when we have a giveaway, and then come back and hang with us every week. So it's really cool when it's a regular audience member who comes and puts in the time to come and hang with us, who wins all stuff. Yay! Congrats! Yay, that's so much fun. Oh, okay. All the business for the show is done, guys. It's time for a casual hang.
Casual hang.
Casual hang. Of course, if you guys have any questions about anything that we have discussed tonight, feel free to hit us out, roll it out there in live chat, and we will do our best to answer. Actually, just something I wanted to throw out there. We're not ending just yet, guys. A little bit of time left because we started a touch late. We obviously, you guys have noticed we've started doing a few mod reviews. This isn't going to be regular. It'll just flow as it flows organically, when we're not locking ourselves into nothing, because we don't want our show to change too much, and obviously we just want to throw in a few new things here and there for you guys. Although it's become poignant, I feel, that we're doing more mods. There's lots of reviewers already out there talking about mods. Our Facebook groups are growing larger and larger. Any of the online communities, whether it's Reddit, ECF, any of the other forums, you know, online communities, full stop, growing by the daily, because vaping is still growing every day, no matter where you are in the globe.
It's growing really fast too. Like, it's crazy just how big just our New Zealand community. Even though we're small in comparison to other countries like Australia and the US, Canada, etc., the UK, we've had an extreme growth within our own community over the last couple of years that I've been vaping. It's crazy. It's crazy, but it's awesome at the same time. To a degree.
my angle where I was going then, Megan, was there's constant turnover of new vapors all the time. So whether you're an old school vapor, OG, whatever you like to be called, or a new vapor, you know, you're, even as a new vapor, you're going to see it. The same information, the beginner information being repeated over and over again online. So the people are learning, because this new vapors always asking those same questions because they don't already know. So on that aspect, in a couple of weeks, guys, we're having another Mooch battery show, because it's that time again. Battery safety is something that can never be repeated too much, ever. New batteries are always coming out. Mooch is constantly testing. It is his full-time job. He does all of the testing of all of the batteries across the globe for the entire vape industry. If you guys aren't aware, if you're a new audience member, first time joining us, whatevs, previously, last year, I'm blanking on the episode number right this second, we've already done a show with Mooch previously. Battery Mooch is known across the globe, and we love him to pieces. John is an amazing guy. Oops, I shouldn't use his real name. He doesn't like to be called that. Sorry, Mooch. He's probably lurking. Sorry, darling. But we are going to have, like I say, in a couple of weeks, so the last show of this month, Wednesday the 26th, that date's New Zealand. That's July, of course. We will be having another Moochie show. So we're going to talk about new batteries. We're also going to recap old stuff, the same old stuff that Mooch probably actually gets sick of saying. But we like to, a lot of people, you know, you get told things, or people stand up and say things, and you're like, well, do you actually know? Mooch is the man who knows. So if you're going to hear it time and time again, I would rather you hear it straight from him on a video that you can replay. He is the man that knows, the man to hear it from. We're going to ask him about what's hot right now, what's still popular, what's consistent across the market, and the testing. Always, it comes back to the testing. We're going to cover that basic shit about battery wraps and battery safety on the external of your bats. I'm going to ask him how you at home dispose of a battery once it is shot or had its shelf life, or you, and I'm not talking about a battery wrap, I'm talking about a dead battery, you know, time to throw it out. How do you dispose of that safely? Not everybody offers, not every vendor, I should say, offers a recycling battery type service. Some do. Depends where you are on the globe. Not every country does, not every vendor does. So we're going to cover all the old hat and hopefully some new hat. And in the next couple of days, I might even put it up tonight, don't quote me. Next couple of days, expect to see a post out there, and I'll probably chuck it in Vape Fam, guys, for our Kiwi viewers. NZ Vape Fam, I'll put up a poll where you guys can add questions. And those questions we will write down, and we will ask the Mooch himself. And you guys, of course, can come and hang in the live chat on that show as well, and ask him any questions directly as well that we may not be covering. So, Moochie, couple weeks, guys. Save up the questions. Actually, don't save up the questions. Wait till I put that poll up. Tell me your questions. So, of course, we make sure that we try and cover everything for everyone. And there's lots of different types of vapor, so there are different battery questions. it can be a long and tedious show if batteries aren't your thing and you don't understand amperage and electronics and things if you are a newer vapor. But listen to the basics. Don't worry about all the technical stuff if you don't need to where you are for vaping. Of course, if you want to learn more, always absorbing the new info, because that flows perfectly to our little saying, our byline. Research what you hear so that you are informed, and then you can educate others and advocate truthfully. So that goes for every aspect of vape life, guys. Battery, that just flowed with the battery spiel, but every aspect of vape life.
It's true though. I mean, because we get so many new vapors that come in, and then once they've gotten into the flow of using their beginner devices, and they start working through the intermediate stuff, and they're wanting to go on to the more advanced things like the mech level, for instance. That battery knowledge is imperative. And even though if we're going to be having him on the show again and having him repeat stuff, it's important. It's important to have that information. Even if it's being repeated, it needs to be repeated. It's information that is required in order for you to take that next step. I'm getting so distracted by the chat right now. I'm getting people that say, "Wave at me."
I know, I just saw that and I was about to look at you.
Hi Gizzy, hi Maxie, hi Jock. Hey everybody. Yes, I do look a little green because I've been unwell. I was horribly crook over the weekend, like horribly sick. Saturday I was probably at my worst. And yeah, I didn't know whether or not if today's show was going to happen. I feel much better than I did on Monday, Sunday, Saturday. So I thought, no, I'm going to rough it and just go for it. So if at any time that you see me kind of go mute, it's because I'm probably trying to cough a lung out. You can kind of hear it every now and again when I go to laugh. I sound very raspy when my laugh comes out. Saturday I couldn't speak properly at all, so I'm lucky that I can actually speak at all today. So yeah, I rugged up and everything. I'm even in a sleeping bag just so I can hang out here with you guys.
Like I said at the beginning of the show, guys, we're just lucky that we didn't have to cancel, which would have been a shame for all of us because this is a new product out in NZ, so it's exciting. I wanted to tell you about it. So yeah, we're lucky that Megs is feeling better enough to be able to come hang. Yeah, I just spotted out in chat. John, you're so right. It is amazing how many people don't know about batteries because they don't even think about batteries. You know, if you buy a beginner device that's just a USB charge and then you look to upgrade later, a lot of people don't think to educate themselves that they might actually need to learn a bit more with that upgrade because it may involve an external battery or needing to go and buy a battery charger or even knowing other external batteries exist because you've always just plugged in a USB charge. You know, all of those things. So I just spotted your comment, Maxie, darling. Oh, bless. Okay, so something else that needs to be brought up, and it's not specific to any one aspect of vape life, not any one at all, because it's valid for humanity. I'm going to bring up something. Humanity. This is just a thing if you are human. And I know a lot of us, including myself, don't like to admit that they're human most of the time. I want that. Communication, guys. Communication. It's not always easy for all of us. It takes a lot of work for many. And we learn and grow different techniques of communicating and how different people need to be communicated with, how you approach them, how you don't. People skills. Like I say, this is valid for humanity. This isn't just vape life. This isn't just online community. This isn't just customer service face-to-face at a B&M. In general, if you have an issue, then you take it to the person, or you go and find a friend and obviously talk it out and figure out your actions and maybe where you need to go and, use a mate as a sounding board. We've all got them in our lives. But go and talk it out. Hopefully take it to the person and talk it out and resolve. We always hope for resolve, not argument. But guys, communication is so key. So much can get lost in words or the lack of. So much can get misread, misinterpreted, especially online.
Oh, yes. Misinterpretation is terrible. See, so the issue that we kind of have sometimes whenever we're doing our show is accents. Because we have so many people that view us from different parts of the world. Both Mox and I have spotted it numerous times in our chat where Mox will say something and then someone will type it back in the text as to how it sounded to them. It's humorous, yes. Everyone has a different accent. That's part of a barrier. Like communication, there's numerous barriers in communication, and accents can be one of them. And I find it hilarious because I don't think my accent is all that much different from Mox. Yet people say that they are able to understand me better than Mox, which cracks me up. And it's like, we're from the same country and we're not even that far apart from each other to really warrant a major change in accent. It's interesting. But yeah, communication, there's numerous barriers. Accent just being one of them. Lack of communication is another. Misinterpretation. There's so many.
there are so many. There are a couple of things that have been happening in the online world that we are not going into. For those out there listening, waiting for us to say something that they don't want us to say, we're not going to. We're not going to talk about it. That's not our place to. No. That is not our place to. However, it is our place to talk to the community because I started this show to bridge the gap between New Zealand and the rest of the world. And whether it is online Facebook groups, some forum out there on the interweb, whether it is to your face, communication is such key. And yeah, my accent is a big one. So as you guys may remember, our long-term viewers, I'm going to bring it up because we've been talking about it today, Megan. It's still in the works, guys, but I've promised you guys in the past, in a previous show, a Squid Dude show. It is still going to happen. But right there is a perfect example, and this is why Meg's brought up this point, is my accent. Ryan, bless his soul. Love you, Ryan.
He's an awesome dude. I mean, obviously, because I wear his hoodie, I've got his snapback. We've got his products, so we've got his RDA, like the Dude RDA and things like that. He is an awesome guy. I talk to him
online often.
Yeah, he struggles to understand Mox when she speaks. Struggles. Like, really struggles. And that's his big fear with appearing on our show. It's not huge, but he worries about it.
Nobody ever wants to be made look a fool or even feel a fool, unintentional or not, because they can't understand you. And it's not like we are in a position for me to be able to like type what I'm saying as I ramble all the spiel that comes out my mouth. And right there's a perfect example. You know, you guys know the way I ramble, that flow I get, and I start talking really fast. And I know there's quite a few of my awesome US friends right now out in the chat who do make fun of a few words, but even they struggle occasionally. and they hang out with me quite regularly. So yeah, this Kutu show will happen. Communication is a barrier we have to overcome in a different aspect for that particular issue, but I hope I'm trying to work on it, guys. I really have been actually to
like you've
slow down.
You have actually slowed down compared to our earlier shows.
So
if you've ever watched any of our earlier shows, words come out like a mile a minute, is it? Reins, pull on those reins.
So yeah, I've been working on. I'm trying to work on it. I'm always consciously thinking about it because I know how, especially if I get in a rant mode, ramble and rants too, and it just starts pouring out, you know. So that's a valid thing. That's completely sort of separate to where I was going, but it's valid because it's still communication because it's speech. Me and Ryan can have hours and hours of conversation and text online. But speech, struggle. I can understand him, but I hang out with a lot of Americans with quite a range of accents, actually a lot of overseas people in general. So quite a range of accents I have been exposed to in hearing different inflections in speech and enunciations and what have you. So
I'm trying to understand because tea stains? What's that supposed to be? I would say that yes, Kiwis do talk fast. I didn't realise this until I was, I guess, in my mid-teens, when a friend of mine had actually gone to Colorado for 6 months on a school exchange, and we had an opportunity to actually speak on the phone. And the first question I asked was, how is it over there in the States? Like, as a Kiwi in the United States, how is it? And she said the experience itself was excellent, but it was frustrating at the same time. The frustrating part for her was that she found that when she spoke, she had to speak really slow for them to understand what she was saying.
My brain don't think slow.
Yeah. And she said that there were moments where she would misinterpret what they're trying to say, like she would mishear things. So, you know, the whole accent barrier thing happening there. And and the other bad thing that kind of like sticks out in my mind was when she attended her first history class in the US. She was expected to have already known American history. We love being Americans, but we do not study American history. We study New Zealand history.
Oh, bless.
So I found it really amusing. Like, her teacher was not impressed at all that she didn't know anything and had expected her to. And she was like, and she even made a point to the teacher asking this history teacher if they knew anything about New Zealand history. And their response was, why do I need to know history of a country that I don't live in? And then she goes, right there, I don't live here, hence why I don't know American history. But he believed that it should have been studied all over the world. I was like, sorry mate, no. Just no.
I'm just responding out there to chat, darling. Apparently, I have my own version of a language. It's called MOXLEY.
You're going to set me off on another gossip.
I'm sorry. Don't do that.
I just spotted MOXLEY.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, there's lots of conversation. Apparently, we need a Mox interpreter sometimes because Mox a spigot of Kiwi. That wasn't Kiwi, that was Italian.
I was going to say that wasn't Kiwi.
The problem is, I think, like...
Come, Bexy.
I will say something normal, but I often play around with doing accents and just being silly, you know? So I will throw in an accent, not necessarily meaning to. Sometimes it is subconscious, and it just makes my Kiwi sound even more strange to anybody else listening to me.
Oh yeah, like every now and again when you try to drop the southern drawl without really realizing it, it's like, why are you doing that? Why are you going, y'all?
Oh, no, hang on. We've got comments going on from previous shows. The Americans like to hear me talk about my black goon.
Your black goon?
I coughed. I coughed because I laughed at myself because I said it normally just then. Normal. That was normal. Black RDA, my goon. Black RDA. However, we all know that I like to talk about my blick RDA.
On its blick dick?
Yeah. Because I like my blick RDA. It's got a blick dick. It's easy to take the piss out of some of the words that I say and inflections, but the point is communication is key, and if people can't understand what you're saying, whether you're speaking the same language, whether you're on the same page, are you? Do they understand what you're saying, or are you implying something?
When there's a breakdown of communication, you're not on the same page, are you?
Oh, did you see that? Because he just said out in chat that when I do a Texan accent, he understands me perfectly.
And Lawrence is like, speak like Jack. Only problem with Jack, though, Lawrence,
is that he sounds half Kiwi.
Yeah. He's got this weird Texan Kiwi accent going on. It's funny because there are some prominent sounds that the Texan accent has that he still has, but then a bit of Kiwiana sound comes through, and it's like, yeah, you've been here a while.
What, Maxie? Sorry, I totally got distracted by chat just then. What? Her partner's in the other room yelling out, blick, blick. Stop taking fun of me. Okay, no, seriously. Okay, so online with communication, I might appear with the Texan drawl. I don't know. See, when I think too hard about an accent, it's when I can't do it on the spot. I mean, I don't think about it and it just falls out. It's way funnier.
Yeah. Like when you came up with like the blick RDA.
I know. It
came out so perfect. It was crazy.
In regard to communication, okay, so I'm not going to talk about the stuff, like I mentioned earlier, but there has been a lot of stuff online, not one specific incident. I am not pinpointing anything because it's the online.
We're generalizing here, just generalizing.
It's the online world. Okay, so I'm going to obviously focus on this part of vape life right now. Yeah. It's the online world. There is always an issue in any one corner of Facebook, going to pick Facebook, at any time. Multiple issues, multiple people, multiple groups, all of the time. There's never just one thing going on. With thousands of people, whether I'm just talking the New Zealand community or the global one, no matter how many thousands of groups you may be involved with across the globe, communicate. So your wording is key, isn't it? How people take you wrong, because there's no emotive inflection. Sure, a lot of you guys know that I throw out a lot of emojis when I use text for that exact reason. I can say something so mundane, my cat went out the door. Am I happy about it? Am I sad about it? Did I just notice it? Am I angry the cat went out? There's no emotive inflection. So I throw an emoji on. That was funny to me. Or I'm giving my cat the eye. I don't know, pick an emoji. There's so many. But then my point being, your wording is key, because how are you wanting that other person to take you? Are you attacking them? Are you going to be that online bully and just start a shit fight? Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
No, don't be that guy.
You'll be labelled a troll real quick, and that's not necessary. who you are, because you may just be upset about one issue, but you came across unclearly or came across inappropriately for your issue to be heard seriously. Like, I am so generalizing, guys. There are, like I say, so many dramas all of the time. You may only see one. There are many all of the time. Believe me, both me and Megs are admin in several Facebook groups across our New Zealand community. I'm in a few global ones as admin as well, and it's everywhere. Always, 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 always. And it comes down to, do you want to be that guy that looks like a dick every time because you can't communicate correctly with what you're trying to say or how you want to be seen? That really is it, the bottom line right there. And I'm making a point of bringing this up. You guys are probably wondering, why the fuck is she even talking about this? I'm making a point of saying it because it seems this isn't generational either. It's so not generational. It seems everybody seems to forget how to treat one another.
So like I used to say at the end of the shows, like I'd done like a few of them, and it's like, just be nice to each other when we sign off. So do you have anything else you want to say to everybody? Be nice to each other. Just be good to each other. It's not hard. It's not hard to be nice to each other.
Now, those of you that know me in person, probably even those of you that don't really know me but might have picked up on it, I'm not very religious. I'm not very religious at all, but I have beliefs. I believe in karma, and I believe in treating others how you want to be treated. It's that simple. And if that starts with, okay, so I'm going to pick my trading group because it's a perfect example of a group on Facebook I admin where I have to interact daily, separate of handshake multiple community group. Like, so this is a specific group with one purpose: trading, vape trading. So hardware, juice, accessories. It's not a handshake group. It's not a video group. Occasionally people will put up a post for recommendations, or I've got this, I need help, and you get a little bit of advice. It's rare though, because it's a specific group about trading. Now, this is a group where I have to interact with complete strangers quite often, not always daily, whether that's removing a post, whether that's making a comment, private message about an issue, somebody said something, whatever. That initial message I send, that approach, that's your first impression. That's the same as if when they meet you face to face. If you're going to come off with attitude or worded wrong where it appears attitude or angry or all of the wrong things that you don't want, all of the not wanted stuff, it comes down to your wording. And treating others how you want to be treated, read a message you'd like to read so that you understand it. So that's how you'd send it. That's how, is that common sense? I think that's common sense. But maybe that's it right there. Maybe humanity needs to be reminded of a little bit of common sense. Now, we're not telling anybody off, and we're not telling people how to be. Not at all. I just want to remind you guys that it ain't all a shitstorm. It doesn't have to be a shitstorm at any day of the week. But it comes back to how we all treat each other by communicating. And I think on that somber note, we might say our goodbyes, darling, and wrap it up. Yeah. I know you're not very well and you just want to climb back into bed, and I am having a little bit of a ramble. So, is there anything that you would like to
Yes, Vince. Be excellent to each other.
Yeah, Bill and Ted, that's the one. That's the one. Okay, is there anything that you would like to add and say to peeps before I wind us up, Jalen?
No. I think all the usual stuff, all our links and stuff are down below if you're not following us already. And they've been scrolling at the bottom of the screen as well. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed doing the review on the Vaporesso. I think this was a very productive show, I believe. But yeah, I guess the final thoughts would be excellent to each other. Oh, and thank you all for coming to watch the show and having to deal with my hackiness. My goodness. Hopefully I'll be a bit more 100% next week. Fingers crossed. pray that Mother Nature doesn't have any other plans for me.
Yeah. So on that note, guys, we've had a great mod review tonight. The Revenger, Vaporesso Revenger and Energy Tank Kit, currently available in New Zealand from the Vaping Kiwi, and you can purchase overseas directly from Vaporesso's website, Vaporesso. See there, I did it. Vaporesso. Excellent mod, great. Overall, 9.5 out of 10. We've drawn our winner from last week's competition. Congratulations again to Moses, one of our Kiwi crew. We've had a wee ramble, just reminding you guys to be good to each other, to communicate.
Excellent.
Yeah, excellent. Communicate clearly, because that's the bottom line. And, you know, if you're treating others how you want to be treated, then make sure that your communication is as clear as you would want to receive it.
Yes.
That's the one right there. So on that note, guys, remember to research what you are hearing so you are informing yourself, and therefore you can educate others and advocate truthfully. We love you guys. You best be keeping it classy out there. These two NZ dolls are on the outie, and we'll see you guys next week. I'm not going to tell you what's coming next week. You better come back and join us. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Come and give us a like over on Facebook as well. All those deets are down in the description. We love you, Tim. Thanks for everything. Vaping Kiwi, guys. Tim's an awesome dude. Excellent customer service. And his stuff will ship to you in New Zealand pretty damn quick as well. Loves to you all. Mwah. We're going to go out on clouds. Be good, darlings. We love yous.
What she said.
What she said. Waves for those who are asking for waves. I'll throw the after party link out there. No, you haven't done any oaths. I'll throw the after party link out there in the chat for those who want to come and hang with us for a little while and say hi.
After the party.
There's your rose.
There we go.
Cool. Love you guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye now.